So you're making a pitch for compensation for businesses, the amount of money that is lost. What is the pitch? How much is needed?
Look, it'll be different for different businesses, but what businesses need is compensation for the total loss of stock that they had over the 5-day shutdown. Remember, the shutdown was called at lunchtime on Friday. By that stage, businesses that were in restaurants, florists, events, all of those entities were fully stocked for the weekend, the biggest weekend that many of them had had in many months. The restaurants had prepped for a fully booked weekend. People who had weddings booked, events booked were all ready to go. So all of that's lost. So the government does have to compensate them the total cost of the amount lost, plus of course the other costs of the weekend, things like staffing costs, out-of-pocket costs, and so on. And it needs to be quick, Pete, because for many of these businesses, they've got 7-day turnaround, so they have to pay for the stock that they got last week by the end of this week. They obviously have to pay their staff, they have to pay their landlords, and this is a significant cost, and they can't just wait. But at the same time, it's really important that the Premier makes it clear that whenever there's a lockdown, and they've made it clear that this could happen again, we understand that, but that if there's a lockdown or a shutdown, that businesses will be totally compensated for the losses that they incur as a result of that.
Okay. Well, I mean, how do you balance that? I mean, we had the master builders from Victoria on yesterday saying that they were losing $450 million a day from the lockdown, so surely they're not going to get that much.
Well, the question is, why not? It's not their fault. They're being asked to shut down. I spoke to a business yesterday that was in tears. They had 2 weddings booked over the weekend, fully prepped for them, shut down again. And that's not even talking to the bride and the groom, of course, who I'm sure were shattered. But, if it's costing these businesses to shut down for the period of time in the interests of public health, it is not their fault and they should be totally compensated. If they're not, you can understand that what businesses are saying is, how can we afford to reopen? How can we afford to invest in our businesses, take on events, keep going, if this can continue to happen at a moment's notice? So they've got to be confident that they can get on with business, they can employ, they can, contribute to economic growth, and be confident that they'll be compensated if there's a close down.